Okay, design also sometimes we have to adhere to what to say design subject, but anyway, in the project level, in your project curriculum, it is only say 2 months, no? So we don't 1 month, right? So we don't insist much on design factors, but nevertheless, if you know, it is always better. See, the design document produced at the end of the design phase should be implementable by a programming language in the subsequent phase. So that means based on the SRS, we can see here. Based on the SRS, we keep the SRS, FRS we convert into the design document. And so unless the morning I was telling, what are the software developmental, SDM, software development life cycle phases, steps, etc., etc. Okay. In that I told all the phases need not be sequential. Some things can start parallelly also, but until SRS is over, design cannot start. Okay, test case can start along with SRS, no problem. Or during the design phase, test cases can start. Training can start soon after SRS, like that. That's purely the project based. But design will be done by referring to the SRS document. All right, SRS is not a document. All these things are a part of design. Well, before moving on to the actual design, let us see a few things about design. What other practitioners have talked. So Douglas Martin says, question about whether design is necessary or affordable are quite beside the point. Design is inevitable. The alternative to good design is a bad design, rather no design at all. So that is what one says. So that means we can design. Then one will see one more statement from the front. He says you can use an eraser on the drafting table or sledgehammer on the construction set. Of course, when he made, he would have thought of civil engineering, construction, electrical. In our case, what if we want to retransform to IT present world? You can use an eraser on the drafting table, okay, or you have to reconstruct the table, reconstruct our algorithms, etc., etc., etc. Right? So like that, a couple of famous practitioners have told about various facts about design. You please, essence of design, you please read. So here, last one I read. Every now and then go away, have a little relaxation. For when you come back to your work, your judgment will be surer. Okay, go some distance away because then the work appears smaller and more of it can be taken at a glance, and lack of harmony and proportion is more readily seen. So this is about Vinci talks about design factors. So that means design is definitely required. Here, what as a young students, we try to teach you the design techniques. Where when the time, so we are trying to tell design is inevitable. We have to do whatever module you are doing, you design, document, and go ahead. Okay, in order to do that, okay, we need to have a sufficient skills, stuffing, technologies we should know. Then only we can start designing by adhering to those design factors. Just designing is not what do you mean, isn't it? You have to hold various things about, especially various technologies of the design factors you should know. So that we are seeing in today's session, next 30 minutes. Software design manifesto means what when you start designing, what you should keep in the mind. That software design, as you see, with Kapoor, the creator of Lotus 123. It's not that my project Lotus, which I was explaining throughout. This is Lotus on language is there. He presented a software design manifesto in Doc Journal. He says good software design should exhibit firmness, commodity, delight. If you are designing something down the line in your startup or wherever opportunity you get to design down the line, see, normally first 5 years you may not design. After that, hope you get an opportunity to design whatever. I have no clue. Okay, in either case, when you get opportunity to get design, whatever you design, it should be firmness, commodity, and delight. Right? Let us see a little more. Firmness. Programmer should not have any bug that inhibits its function. When you design, okay, there should not be any bug. Yeah, in the project also, we don't want to have a bug. In the design phase, we don't want to have a bug. It should not be there. Such a way we should design, there should not be any bug in a product itself. Next time, commodity. Program should be suitable for the purpose for which it was intended. See, Lotus project, what we discussed in the morning, is meant for what? Autism children. Okay, assume you design 25 tutorials, assume you design for 25 tutorials of various age group like 1 to 10, everything you do, but it is not actually meant for autism children, then what is the use, right? So everything should be calculated. Whatever we do, the intent should be met. Then delight. Experience of using the program should be pleasurable one. Again, I'll go back to IRTC. See, whenever you go log into IRTC and use it and come back, so assume you get a ticket or may not get, you see it is so much flexibly designed. You can see whole week's ticket availability status, and you also get on click where all but train stops, how long it stops, what is the kilometer, whatever into that. So you really enjoy once you go to IRTC website and come out. No, you don't have to go anywhere. I mean, that itself is a complete portal where you get in a single click. I don't have to click 7 times to know some things. No, single click, you get everything there itself, whatever is required for us. So that way, so the experience of using the program should be pleasurable one. There are some websites. I don't know how to take the name. I logged in, and it will give a message wrong password. It doesn't say whether password is wrong or username is wrong. It will come, say background is light blue, and print letters. The message they're printing in white color. See, it should be very difficult to catch what exactly that is displaying. Even I see this one. act service provider is there. No, if you are recharging or paying through mobile, okay, if you are selecting the internet banking option, what happens? That internet bank option will be covered with a quick pay tab. And you should take care. The app is for mobile version. And when you do, you take care. That should not come like that. So now I'm used to for it. I don't have to go to lab because that's a registered mobile number. I have to go from there. I generally don't do UPI or pay phone. I use net banking. When I select a net banking, quick pay, some tab comes and blocks that. Side some small blue color I can see, so I click there. So what I'm telling is, do you think this and all the client will think, up engineer, hey, you are the project leader. Certain thing aesthetics we should take care in the design. Okay. They might give feedback in alpha testing, that's tertiary. I'm just telling what are the things, formulas, commodity, delight, everything. There are some design principles. Design should not suffer tunnel vision to possible extent. Say, for example, let us take Lotus project. And tunnel vision means Lotus project is there, and I'm designing a login module. See, minimum thing is login module, and also there is a lesson plan stored already. Let us assume. And you should design such a way that one module should not wait for another module. Module B should not wait for the input from module C. Definitely, module A may require input from some other task. Fine, but you design such a way that there should be some global area. They will keep the data. Let all can take a data from global area. That kind of model should be implemented. It should not happen. I ask the data for module B asks for module C, a task like that. It should not make it tunnel vision. Okay, to possible extent, it should be modular. Well, next, design should be traceable to the SRS. Design should be should not reinvent the wheel. That is what I told. When we do something, it should be modular so that it can be this piece of code we call task. Okay, this task or a piece of code can be used by other projects. Then design should minimize the intellectual distance between the software and the problem as it exists in the real world. So then comes the design should exhibit uniformity and integration. Design should be structured to accommodate the change. The design should be structured to degrade gently even when aberrant data or event or operating conditions are encountered. I told you, no? See, Lotus was told that simultaneously 10 people will log in, right? You would have kept the tables or all other infrastructure or a hardware setup or environment for simultaneous 10, okay, let us say 100 login. Suddenly 1,000 people logs in, which is not a part of our pre-requirement. No problem. Your software will be so gentle. It should say, sorry, resource not available or hold. Thank you for your contact. Something like that. You have to abrupt end, and it should not degrade. It should not abruptly end. You should degrade structure to degrade gently. So slowly you have to take care of the situation, recover the crash, and come up and start it working. Start be available. Then design is not coding. Coding is not design. Yeah, not everybody. Most of the people thinks coding is the project and project is coding. No. Coding is one portion of the project. Yesterday morning we discussed which one phase of the project is coding. So you're discussing which phase takes more time, and we understood some extent on that. Then design should be access for quality as it is being created, not after the fact. Design should be reviewed to minimize the conceptual errors. Let us take a 2 minutes break and see what is the concepts. Even in your syllabus, testing concept should be known. Okay. So what is concept? Many may be knowing. I've defined for the people who's not. Anybody willing to define the concept? You can go. Concept with respect to software engineering or a project or a testing, anything you can tell, or assets also you can tell. Can anybody come unmute and talk? Just 2 minutes break. You can answer meanwhile, please. Okay. 1 minute, students. I'll get back to you. So here we are design is not coding. Coding is not design, right? And find everything we can. Finally, we came till here. Design should be reviewed to minimize conceptual errors. I'm asking, we'll forget it. We'll go for concept I told. Why you know what is concept? Because in your syllabus also you can see testing concept should be known by the student. Something like that is there. Okay, you see the syllabus. Can anybody tell what is concept?
And purpose of project is to implement something or service or product which is first priority for us.
Okay.
It is actually conceptual.
Okay. Some more things. It's correct. Like I want 3 or 4 people can talk. See, whoever talks will get a marks. I'm noting down. Okay. Why I will not ask tough questions. Any more answers? This is Priyanka. Who spoke now? Can anybody define what is concept? Definitely 100 people will be thinking, this lady can do
Concept
that.
is an idea.
Huh?
Is an idea, ma'am.
Okay. Now a little more will enhance. The design should be reviewed to minimize conceptual error. Here we are talking about design, project design, isn't it? So concept. Yeah. Yeah, Abhilash and Ankit is okay, is correct. Okay. See, concept is about what we are talking, total picture about that. Okay. Here, minimize the conceptual errors. Here, what we are doing is we are talking about a project design. We are designing that. Though we are talking about the design, we are designing the project. So as a project, there should be very minimal or no errors as a project. That is why one of the factor is the design principle should also adhere, make sure that as a total project, there should be less errors. Okay. Testing also, they do concept test testing. Yeah. For that, concept test testing also like that. Testing is what uncovering the error. There should not be any error, any hidden bugs you want to identify. All these things are purpose of testing, right? So concept of testing means there are so many techniques are there and testing methodologies are there. Okay, correct. When you apply to the project, I am trying to decode like that. So concept means we know everything about the testing, or we know everything about the design, so that we can design better. If we know everything about the testing, every phases of the testing, every types of testing, then we can apply right things for the particular testing and complete the testing, right? Here also design should be reviewed to minimize the conceptual errors. So for that, we should know everything about design, every factors of design, every methodology, availability, everything aapko pata hai, to then you will apply and design better. If you are not qualified to know what is the factors involved in design, metrics, then our design will not be very effective. Okay, what we read right now was principles of design. Okay, now we are moving on to the process. Design is an intellectual challenging task. Okay, there are numerous possibilities that must be accommodated. The non-functional design goes to ease of use, all those things we take care of here. And we should also take care of external factors. When you are designing, you have to take care of what a system should accommodate. Definitely we do. Here there will not be any problem. Non-functional design goes, ease of use, instrumenting, you will take care. What is this external factor you have to take care? Standards, data formats? No. This planning is separate. After SRS, we design, then we do the execution. Like, okay, planning will be at the end of it. Design is design. After design, you can plan how to execute it. Okay, that can be part. Planning is part of design. Once you design, how to execute is a part of it. Okay, planning is part of design, not other way. Planning or a work breakdown structure. You see, once you design, you will know particular project, how many modules or tasks are required. Then you will say which task should start when and when it should end. That is planning. Okay. Here, this alone I want to tell. Standard data formats, governing regulations, we should know. We can't say I'm engineer. I don't know that. Say no login service I told other day morning. And depending upon the types of project, you might incorporate X.509 in the login service. Okay, then, and also let us assume. So you are designing some online shopping tool or something. And you make sure of the age. That's why we ask now when they create a self-registration is allowed. Fine. But we don't validate, but we ask the age. Say if I am creating some, I heard morning some people told they're working on e-commerce website. And self login and all those things, fine. Then you're asking the age. We should ask her. If it is, then see, I am say I am already 50 plus, but assume a 10-year-old child is telling 18 years old. It's okay, nothing to do with that. We don't validate, but we take authentically. And I'm a 55 years old lady, but I might give 20 years. It's okay. That's my. When it's a situation comes, that can be fixed. But it's your duty to ask the age also, but to allow certain things, transaction and etc. Okay, so that is what is external factors, standard data formats, governing rules, everything we should be aware of it. This is very important. Here, we can improve our design by studying the examples of a good design, many ways to leverage existing solution in our organization. Either I would have handled the project, similar project earlier, or some other team or somebody in the organization executed similar projects, e-commerce or IoT or sensor-based, AI-based, iris, face recognition, etc. Anything. Okay, then that we should take the solution and check how much we can use it. In that, cloning means borrowing the design in the its entirety. Then with the minor adjustment, we can reuse it. Or reference models, generic architecture that suggests how to decompose the system. So sometimes you use code as it is, sometimes you just replicate. What are the factors are including is shown here: experience, similar system, reference models, architectural design, because this is the standard. Then design patterns, design conventions, like that. So many things will be. When you start design, once SRS is ready, when you want to take up the design, there is something called high-level design and detailed design. High-level design in software engineering practices, what we do high-level design. We discuss, we do peer review, and also whatever types of reviews we do, we make sure things are in place, isn't it? Then we finally go for detailed design. Unless this is approved and signed or etc., we should not go for detailed design. In case if there's any feedback or suggestions are there over this, then that will be carried to the detailed design. Lot of time will be wasted. Yeah. The objective of the high-level design is to decompose the problem into set of modules. Whole project you will be divided into separate modules. The outcome of the high-level design is called a program structure or a software architecture. I'll show in the next slide. Then during the detailed design, each module can be carefully examined carefully to design the data structure and its algorithm. I mean, not necessary. It should be designed selected carefully. Well, now classification of the design methodology. Analysis model, design model. We have the two model. So analysis model goal is to elaborate the customer requirement through the careful thinking and at the same time consists consciously avoiding making any decision regarding the exact way of system to be implemented. Graphical data flow diagram will be one of the way of representing the analysis model. Next design model comes. Here the design model should be detailed enough to be implemented using the programming language. So once the design is ready, then it will be going to the coding that way. Now, okay, how to characterize a good software design? Like here, a few points I want to tell you people. Say they say like this, it should be modular like this, hierarchy, and it should not be messed up. Say, as in our Lotus program, we have 4 group modules, 4 tasks. It should be communicating like this. Here, all communication may be going back and coming here like that. Here, everywhere it is network connected. It is it is not modular, it is interlinked. Well, correctness. Yeah, what here heading is what? How to characterize the good software design somebody has designed. First, you'll see the correctness, then understandability, modularity, layered design. And other things more or less you may be aware. Otherwise, you can ask me, I'll explain. Otherwise, I'll explain about the layered design. In the layered design solution here, the modules are arranged in a hierarchy layer. It would be resulting in a tree-like diagram and clear layering. It's possible in the Lotus login service, user ID verification task, then password task like that. No, you can see like the way you structure, the way it is popped up. We can take that can have a layered approach. That's what. The efficiency, a good design solution should adequately address the resource, time, and cost optimization issue. So these 3 things we should keep in mind: our own resources, time of execution, and cost optimization. Maintainability. Let us read here. A good design should be easy to change, because that's maintenance we saw, no? Changeability, change as well as the growth. Good design should be easy to change. The change request usually keep coming from the customer even after the product is released, of course. Once it released to the market, maintainability, that's what that is. Once you release the product to the market, then feedback or a change request will be coming. We should be in a position to take it up and fix the bug quickly. Yeah. Now I'll come to 2 more things. Now we are just told how should we design, how it should be, like the couple of things and the bits and pieces we discussed. Now I'm coming to the section called cohesion and coupling. Anybody? How many don't know? Anybody know? Anybody who don't know cohesion and coupling in the BTech? Is there anybody who never come across these 2 words, cohesion and coupling? Talk, no? Somebody who's not come across cohesion and coupling? Shaunak, Mohit. Okay. Yeah, correct. Well, we have to know. Okay. Cohesion and coupling in terms of software engineering design. Okay. Cohesion is a measure of the functional strength of the module, where the coupling is between the 2 modules is measured in the degree of interaction between the 2 modules. Good module composition is indicated through high cohesion. Look at here. Anytime in a project, there will be multiple modules. Lotus project, it's not a single module means what? One piece of program, right? No. In the big projects, what happens? Many groups will be working. Let us think. Lotus project, 4 people are working simultaneously. So obviously there will be minimum 4 tasks or more than 4 tasks, but minimum will be there, right? So they say, see, good decomposition indicated to high cohesion of the individual modules. If see whatever program, multiple tasks or modules, they should have a high cohesion and low coupling of the module of each other. Coupling means there should not be any coupling between the 2 modules. Next, functional dependency of the other module. Okay, yeah. See, a module that is highly cohesive and also has a low coupling. See, a module which is highly cohesive, which is low coupling, is said to be functional independent. This will be asked. Such questions will be asked in MCQ on Tuesday, Thursday. Okay, functional dependence means a module performs a single task and need very little interaction with the other modules. See, when you design a module, you design such a way that all the data required for you, keep it in your local directory. Only when you require, you go out, go for verification, validation, chit-chatting, anything. Okay. Say, for example, a simple thing I give. Nowadays in the bank, they're asking KYC and etc. Okay. KYC fine, but whenever you open the new RD, current deposit also, KYC is RD required. So we cannot ask the user every time to see as it is he has entered in his bank account about the KYC document. Again, you can't ask him to enter every time whenever he opens a recurrent deposit RD. You need to write a piece of software, a task, where it goes and checks and comes, yes, this person Okay, see, it should go and ask whether he has uploaded already Aadhaar number or not. If he has uploaded, you have to take from the backend from that particular task or a database or etc. But you should not expect user to enter every time. Now, a functional requirement means a module performs a single task many times, which little interaction with the other module. Okay. So now we'll read a little bit. We understood what is cohesion and coupling. Now a little more we'll see about coupling first. See here, they say low coupling, high cohesion should be there. Sorry, okay, what is coupling? The decomposition of a program or a function in a module should be done in such a way that the modules are independent as possible from one another. Okay, that's what we read right now. Coupling refers to the level of dependency that exists between a module. Level of dependency. Do you communicate once or you communicate every time? I told you just now in the bank site, first we have to establish our KYC by giving Aadhaar or PAN, whatever. Subsequently, respective modules or features in the bank, they should fetch the required data directly by themselves at the backend. That means my task, if I want to know the Aadhaar number of Divya, you keep it in your local database of the module. Every time Divya wants to open an RD, don't go and ask that module for the validation. Prem Prakash, did you understand what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
Shaunak,
ma'am,
please tell.
Ma'am, in case of coupling, we need that the dependency should be low between the modules, or they should interact less and less. And in case of cohesion, we need that how we use those modules. So use of those modules is part of cohesiveness. So if it is high cohesive and no dependency, that is low. The second part, then it's more independent modules are being called in that case.
Correct.
I think so.
No. It is correct. What you said is correct. Fahimina, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I explained about Aadhaar in the case of bank logging in order to explain coupling, less coupling, isn't it? Can you elaborate that or explain again? No problem. Try. We don't cut anybody's marks. I'm not sitting here to cut your marks, okay, or anybody's.
So, means for example, a banking system, if we take, so their module should be less dependent on each other, so that we can, in case of decomposition, there should not be any chances of that. If they are dependent, then there is chances that one module get errors because of it is dependent on second one. So when first time the customer go in a bank to create RD, so that only the validation should be taken care for the first time only. And then if he or she revisited the bank, then the validation should not be there.
Fine. What you said is correct. Anshul, you're employed, right? Okay. I want you to somebody to Tanya, yours is correct. I want someone to explain Aadhaar number, what Aadhaar card or KYC, what I explained to explain again. Sachin, can you explain?
Ma'am, am I audible? I'm Anshul.
Anshul, you're from EC?
No, I'm from civil engineering.
Okay, then you're the best person. Answer. What you understood, you answer.
Yeah, basically you are referring to Aadhaar number. So if I want to log in as a customer, so I would not want to deliver my Aadhaar card just right now. I would like to just log in first, and then I would like to apply. Then if there is some requirement that Aadhaar card should be there, so I will then provide it. So according to that decomposition of program function, it is mentioned that it is not, what is there? It should be feasible for us to, we can get the login without giving the Aadhaar card. That I'm getting from it here. Hello.
I was talking when it is muted, sorry.
Okay.
You are nearest. Anybody else want to take a chance? It's fine. Anshul, good.
Okay.
All are correct. See, each one is trying to, what you explained is correct. Okay. Anybody else want to take a chance? Okay, fine. No. What I was, anybody wants to talk? Please talk. No problem. See, what I was expecting is, see, people talk theory so much. When we give any simple specific case, ask for the implementation methodology, they will not in a position to tell. That's why I'm trying to get that answer. That is what I see. Now we talk about coupling should be less. If I ask a given use case means no answer will come in the interview board. So coupling should be less means like that. That's one simple example is that is what I log in the bank and I'll do establish the KYC. Thereafter, I don't want to do anything. Okay, how? Backend, what should happen is first time when Divya wants to open a recurring deposit RD, it should ask the respective module, isn't it? Whether this person has a KYC or Aadhaar number or PAN number. PAN, yes means okay. Then you should take that number, keep it in your module. Subsequently, whenever Divya want to see, it's a lifetime, right? Do you think one RD I'll open in a lifetime? No. So second RD, it should not ask my PAN number to that module. It should, because it should verify whether I have done any time. If it is multiple times, then my other PAN number should be there in that particular task. Okay, Ankit? Ankit,
Yes,
are you there?
ma'am? Yes, ma'am, understood.
Good.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Please.
Ma'am, in most of the banks which we all have visited, it's like if we have any kind of account, whether saving or current, then if we want to do any other kind of thing, like if we want to have a PPF account or any new kind of service, then they even have our Aadhaar card and KYC detail. But at that time, they ask us for that. They should have already. Then why are they not using that thing in any kind of new service?
They should ask.
Just a question.
They shouldn't ask. See, which bank you are referring?
Ma'am, SBI. Ma'am, if we have new kind of service, like if I want a fixed deposit, then at that time they would ask again for the KYC, that you have to fill again the KYC form, or if we want a PPF for an elderly person or someone, then they again ask while they have these info in their database.
No. If you, see why SBI doing is not our requirement. We don't know. But if you get a chance in your future, no, anytime. So it's like this. Your model which you are in charge in the project, okay. What after self-sustained रहना चाहिए. आपका जो भी data है, when you communicate, take the data, you should know how to retain it with the indexing, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
That is what I am trying to see it in this stream at least. Okay. Maybe the next version they may remove it. We don't know. Let us see. Next time they might remove all those things. It is improvement. No, somebody may give feedback, complaint. They may change. But if we are designing, we'll make sure whatever module we are designing, that should be self-sustainable, means independent or less coupling. Okay. That will. I'm just trying to tell. Simply we know everybody will tell it should be less coupling. That this. Then when it comes to the implementation, they are not in a position to apply because of this small exercise. You will be in a position to take a decision and answer better in your second round interview. Okay. Let us move on then. But what you said is true, but I have no clue about it. Now, here we only was trying to see the coupling definition and use cases we understood. There are types of coupling. The data coupling, stamp coupling, control coupling, then comes common coupling, content coupling. Then, okay, 5 coupling is there. The best one is data coupling and the worst is content coupling. Okay, so you can read, understand. Anything you're not understood, I'll explain tomorrow with the use case. Shall I move on to the cohesion? Yeah. Cohesion refers to the degree to which a module's instruction is functionally related. Highly cohesion module contains instructions that are collectively work together to solve a specific task. Goal is to ensure the module exhibits a high degree of cohesion. And programs that are implemented with the highly cohesion modules tend to use easier to understand, modify, and maintain. Okay, so there should be more cohesion and less coupling. Just a minute. He's put means repetition should be minimum. Okay, yeah. Simplest way is repetition should be minimum. Like in 3 Idiots, Amitabh, not Amitabh, this Amir Khan defines what is machine. So it's like that. Very good. Repetition should be minimum with others. You can repeat many number of times in your house, no problem. Okay, little more adding to that. Okay, Shaunak? Yes sir, no Shaunak. Yeah, we can't avoid a repetition. हमारा घर में हम कुछ भी कर लेंगे, like in our module we will do whatever we want, but we'll not ask other module to share the data every time. Okay, what you said is true. Okay, fine. The goal is to ensure that module exhibit a high degree of cohesion. Well, programs that are implemented with a highly cohesion modules are tend to be easier to understand, modify, and maintain. Well, with this small note, we'll move on where we understood. You read again, you will understand. You have to understand every word what is written. Okay, there are, because it's not for anything, it's for your quality improvement, you to appear solid in your second level interview. Okay, for all those things, this subject, if you want to be better, if you want to sound more meaningful, or if you want to be more knowledgeable, how to do? Yeah, there are 7 types of cohesion: functional cohesion, most and sequential cohesion. There are so many types of cohesion, coincidental cohesion, etc. But in your design, functional cohesion is more desirable. Next, sequential cohesion, next, like that it goes on. Okay, coincidental cohesion is not at all recommended unless it is required for your design. Okay, please read. I try to understand. Ankit, what you have written is correct. Okay, what I'm trying to tell is, see, whatever data you see, login service will collect all these details first time, right? It will put into the database. Next, when they do billing or something, billing module, they should not ask again login service. Take once and keep the certain data within you. That way. A single code is doing in your project. No, you may not have 2-3 programs. It will be single program, so all these things are not applicable. In the live project, large project, commercial project, etc., their group of people will be working. Okay, that time there will be 3-4 teams are working. We call tasks. Then that will be integration will be done up 4 tasks to make a project. So that time all this comes into picture. That's what I do. Next comes range of cohesion. It is just to understand. I found this diagram, so I brought here. And you can go through this diagram, you will understand like where, see now I told here various cohesion types are explained. Now to get a better picture as a students, you all should know when each one will appear, where you should stop. Say for example, module related, doing one function, then it is functional, No, like that. When you can go ahead with which type of cohesion. Sometimes we'll be doing, we'll not be aware of that, what exactly we are doing. That way also, see, that also matters. So here it is showing which one, which your program, which you're thinking of, or which it belongs to, which type of cohesion it will tell. Depending upon your project and that particular task scenario, you can go ahead with the respective. Not that you should not use. It's only the theoretical or a design knowledge we are trying to give. You have to use more cohesion type, less coupling type of implementation. Here there is a difference. You can read and understand. You can understand easily. Now I'll get back into there is something called approach to software design. Now till now we didn't design. Okay, we were trying to understand what type of the design we